And it's also my pleasure to be first for a change. Usually I follow him and catch hell. So today maybe he can.
Thanks, Jerry. Garvey's an interesting thing to me, but when I think actually it was a senator from this district that started out with it before Governor Kempthorne picked it up, and but in hindsight, one of the things that I think Garvey really did for not only this valley but for the whole state, which I think our future would be a lot different had we not had Garvey, because what it allowed us was to keep those big projects going that kept not only our large contractors but our small contractors here in Idaho, and kept those jobs. The economy is going to turn around. I'm absolutely confident of it. I think it already started. But had we not had the projects, not only here in the valley but at the other two ends of the state, the construction industry in Idaho would look a lot different. We would not have had what we have as far as available local contractors. We'd be at the whim of out-of-state contractors rather than our in-state contractors, and that's both large and small contractors. So in hindsight, given what's happened to the economy, that was not the issue when we first started talking about Garvey, because there was a lot going on in the construction world. And when the slowdown occurred, there's a lot of jobs in this valley and all over the state that have been dependent upon the Garvey expenditures. So besides the connecting Idaho aspect of it, what I think is really important is what it did to keep that very, very important part of Idaho's future intact. I want to thank everybody that supported it, but it's not going to end here. We in Idaho, with the exception of Wyoming, which has got a lot of energy revenue, we in Idaho have twice as many miles of road per person as Oregon, Washington, Utah, the states that we compete with. So we always have a challenge given the geography of Idaho and how we fund transportation. This morning somebody sent me the Tax Foundation map of where our fuel taxes are relative to the surrounding states. The fact that we've kept ours flat and the rest of the states are increasing them. I think I saw that Washington, which is already high, is getting ready to increase theirs again. But we are going to have to look beyond Garvey because of the needs that we have in this state. And obviously our borrowing capacity from a Garvey standpoint and from a statutory standpoint is coming to an end. But given that, I think that the proposal that Mary talked about and all the ideas, the results of the Governor's Transportation Task Force, we need to continue to look at, because this project is a testimony of what can happen. You think about those 22,000 people, and I did an analysis on congestion, and I was talking about the totality of the Treasure Valley, what we've done on the interstate, what's going to take place here. And there's over 100,000 commuters every day in the valley, and it's easy to estimate that somewhere between each commuter, one way is 15 to 20 minutes if you have significant congestion. So you do the math on it, and if you figure that people's time is worth, we know what's a truck, $70 an hour, Jerry, probably minimum. I might be negotiating with one of the guys hauling my cattle today. He said he needs 85. But when you add up the value to commerce, and more importantly, if you add up the value given the commuter side of the valley, the times that those people are away from their families, they have to employ more daycare. The fact that they're not home participating in their community, participating in their schools, participating with their churches. That is a commodity. Time is a commodity that is the most precious commodity we all have. And these projects, like what we've done on the interstate, and the projects we're doing here, you can measure them in money, you can measure them in hours, but if you measure them in the times that people get to spend with their family versus the time that they spend stuck in traffic, and of course that's, to me, that's a big issue. But we've got a lot of safety people here, public safety people here, and then there's the other aspect of it. There's response time for a fire. There's response time for an ambulance. Those are things that, you know, they say, well, my share of the $50 million or $60 million a year in Garvey is X. But if that ambulance or that fire truck that was going to come to your house is hung up either going to a fire or coming back from a fire and doesn't get to your house or doesn't get to your loved one, you can't hardly put a value on that. So I think this demonstrates the necessity for us to continue to invest to be competitive, but then there's the business part of it. There's the fact that the three components of the Governor's Project 60, and that's making existing businesses successful, allowing them to first survive and then to thrive. And then there's the recruitment of new businesses. How important it is with 65,000 people in Idaho out of work for us to create opportunities then. And then the third leg of Project 60 is to sell our goods. We cannot be competitive selling our goods if we cannot get Jerry's trailers in and out of the places they need to be. So all three parts of Governor Otter's Project 60 are addressed by these transportation infrastructures. Somebody pointed out to me, I think it was Mary, that I don't know whether it was coincidence or whether 50 years ago when they were numbering highways, Mary had something to do with it. But if you add Highway 60 to Highway 44, it's 60. So she said there was this great nexus to Project 60, but it really is. And to all the people, there's a lot of them I see here in the audience today that have been very supportive of what we did on Garvey funding, what we've done on transportation. But I'm here to tell you our work is not done because the future of Idaho is dependent upon our infrastructure. So for all the work you've done, thank you very much. I forgot what I came here to do. And I got to put my glasses on. I usually do a 22 font, but friends, welcome to the groundbreaking of Highway 16, fondly known as the Central Valley Expressway. Please accept my sincere regrets for not being able to attend, but know that my thoughts and well wishes will be with you on this great and long-awaited occasion. The extension of Highway 60 across the Boise River to create another north-south travel option for the Treasure Valley drivers is an important step in commerce, convenience, and safety. When the work is finished, it will provide an important link for residents and businesses throughout southwestern Idaho. Highway 16, or CVE, is an indispensable tool to attract new economic opportunities to our region and to help the businesses we have grow and prosper. It also will be a significant upgrade in public safety, as emergency personnel will be able to save valuable minutes off of their response times. This will enable those crews to arrive on the scene of accidents more quickly, and those precious minutes could very well be the difference in saving a life. Once again, I welcome you, wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. As always, Idaho, Esther Perpetua, C.L. Butch Otter, Governor.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. That was fun to be ahead of Brad for a change. You know, I can't tell you, I got to add my 2 bits worth too. Idaho runs on wheels. Like it or not, we run on wheels, and most of those wheels have rubber tires on them. Rubber tires need roads. So, you know, we need to build more system and maintain this system. And that's what our department's all about. We want to do it in a safe manner. And, you know, commerce finally has become a big part of the department's thinking. they used to think in terms of miles, lane miles, asphalt, bridges, and we're starting to think about commerce. So I thank everybody for being here. We've got a bunch of shovels. I think that means we're going to go back to our roots and throw a little dirt. So I'd invite everybody.
Let's plug up Boyle's irrigation ditch.
Where is it? I'll back my pickup up. Well, anyway, thanks again.